Well, hello, hello. It is Leslie with Love, Ink, and Paper. I am so glad you are here. I have some things I wanted to share with you, and I thought we would do a little refresher on what came in the kit, the Nest of Christmas. I do want to remind you guys that I do have 2 kits here in the studio. So if you are local to me or something, we can make some arrangements. And let me grab one more thing, and that is some of the coordinating products. Now this kit was designed specifically to coordinate with the Nests of Winter and Winterly Treetops bundle. Okay, the Nests of Winter Designer Series paper and the Winterly Treetops bundle. Okay, so lots of these things look great with the kit. All right, also, and I'll show you some of these papers. Is the glare wicked? Here, we'll just move that for a minute. Also, the add-on for this kit, next month's kit, and the December kit, item number 165639, the Mary Tags and More dies, go great with this particular kit, and you'll see a lot of little pieces that I got together. Okay, so let's take a look at some of this paper. There is, I think I cut, let's see if there's still one more. Yep, okay. I think I can show you full sheets of these. Okay, so this one does not fit the dies. Okay, there are no birds in this that the dies fit over. All right, the Winterly Treetops dies. Okay, so that these ones all get hand cut out. Okay, fussy cut out. Okay, there is this really fun sheet with the little birds with the birch tree background. This is really fun. I've done some fun things with that. This page also has lots of fun birds. I haven't tried it, but I think using a punch or using a strip of it would be really cool. Okay, this is the sheet that the Winterly Treetops dies cut out. Okay, so there's a die. Let me grab them. So there is a die that cuts the little bird here. Okay. And there's a die that cuts the 2 birds, the pair. Okay, so most all of them can get die cut out from this sheet of paper. Right? So let's see. Oh, that's not going on the right way. There it goes. It's funny how they all have just the right way to fit. Okay. So anyway, there's that sheet. There's this sheet, which you can cut into card front size pieces. So you would cut at 5 1/4 and 5 1/4, and then cut 4, and then you'd end up with a strip in between. But these are really fun. They make great, you know, all you really need is, that might be a little big, but really just a little tag or something with your greeting, and you're good to go on that one. Okay, so that's a fun sheet. I always love when they put a sheet in like this. We'll take a look at the backs as well. And then we have the Pussy Willows. Okay, just Pussy Willows with the not sure what that background color is. All right, so let's take a look at the back side. So we have the snowflakes, which coordinated. There was a base that had that same pattern to it. Okay, the Queen Anne's lace, like with the little birds. Have some green stripes, some pool party, some little bird feet, and then the birch bark. Okay, so really fun patterns in this designer series paper. Okay, so now that you've seen all of that, and if you are somebody that has a die cut machine and that sort of thing, and you want to, you know, jump in and really make the most of things, those would be great products. And even just the designer series paper, I use quite a lot of that. All right, so let's take a look at the 2 cards that were made as the kit was designed. Okay, so we did these the last time we got together, and I unboxed the kit and showed you what was in there. We had a shaded spruce Stampin' spot and a really nice, let's see, a really nice stamp set, minus a couple of stamps that are over on blocks already. Okay, and I'm trying not to cover things up. You can probably see my hands moving, trying to figure out where to put things so they're not covered up. Anyway, these were how they were designed. They're designed to be trifold cards. Okay, one in the horizontal, in the landscape position, and one in the vertical. Okay. The only change I made was to flag this piece of pre-cut ribbon, because it just didn't look like we were seeing enough of it. I did figure out another way to do that though, and I will see if we can put that to work for us today. All right. Okay, so let's put my stamp pads over here. I brought in my bigger shaded spruce, and I brought in early espresso, because I thought sometimes I like to use early espresso instead of black. It's nice and dark and deep, but it's not stark. So anyway, sometimes I use that instead. All right, so let's see what I've got. So I took a lot of inspiration. I poked around on a couple of paper pumpkin pages, and I found some really fun things out there. One of the things that somebody did was to use 3 pieces, 2 from the kit and a piece of designer series paper, and do this stack and cut and sort. Okay, so you take 3 pieces, and mine were 3 3/4 by 5, and I stacked them all up and I cut them at the same time. So I just did angled cuts. You can do much more sort of triangular cuts. It's up to you. It doesn't really matter as long as you can puzzle them back and make your background. Okay, so you'll notice that there's one of each pattern on each thing, but not the same anywhere. Okay, so I did 3 of those, and so I haven't quite finished figuring out what we're going to do with those, but let's try one. Okay, so we'll pull in a crumb cake base, and it's all scored for me. This is 8.5 by 5.5. All right, so we'll just put this on here. Okay, then we'll see what we want to put on there. We could use a tag cut out of early espresso with one of the little fern die cuts and a bird. Okay, and we could perhaps see if we can find a way to put a greeting up there. Actually, I'm kind of liking that. Let's do this. Let's grab this Happy Holidays, remember, fits just right in here. So let's put that together. So if you were here kind of watching for me, because I put that post out saying I'll be live in 15 minutes, as soon as I hit post on that, my daughter called. And so I was like, oh, hey, how you doing? And she was in a chatty mood, which was lovely. I was so happy to hear from her. Anyway, it was very funny that she was with my granddaughter and she had this phone on speaker, so Audrey could hear me, and she babbled, and I said, oh, hi, Audrey. And my daughter said as soon as I did that, she started waving at the phone. So it's pretty funny. She's learned to wave when somebody says hi. We're working on bye-bye, but right now it's hi, and she just starts waving. She did it when we went to feed the ducks at the park. I said, oh, hi, duckies, and she starts waving at the ducks. It was great. So anyway, just so if you were waiting for me for a few minutes, I'm sorry that I was a little behind the 8 ball. Let's see, how do we want to... I think what we're going to do is maybe put my little chickadee here up on dimensionals. I have some minis, and you know that I sometimes use things that come from either other kits or from the online store or whatever. So we can get a couple of those on there. I probably could have done a mix of large and small, but that's okay. We'll just load it up with little ones. That's good. And I will use some of the Tombow liquid glue, liquid adhesive. I just put it in this bottle with a really super fine tip so that I can get just a little bit out at a time, because sometimes even the narrow tip is too much. Okay, let's put that there. Let's take off all our little, whoops, come on. Take off our little backings. I would have had to take fewer off if I had used bigger dimensionals, but that's okay. You guys can be patient. You're good about that. Okay, let's put our little chickadee up here. Okay, and then, and I didn't bring twine, but that's okay. I can do it. What I'll probably do is use linen thread, and I don't happen to have any right here. Sometimes I do. Sometimes it's kicking around on my table, but it does not appear to be. I must have put it away. Yay, Leslie. Anyway, I'll do like a double bow or something to kind of cover that up. So we'll put this here like that, kind of tipped a little bit. And I think we're going to go ahead and use glue so that this goes flat. Okay. Like this. And then we'll use dimensionals on the greeting. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Okay, so there's a card. That's kind of fun. You'll see I did a whole bunch of the ferns in shaded spruce because that's one of the coordinating colors. And it's nice to have a little extra greenery. So you've got that. All right, let's put that over here. Here's another one that I decided to use. I saw an idea and it's a little bit different than this. But what I did, I've got two cards to kind of make and show you. So we have this one with these, I used my deckled rectangle shapes and cut those out of one of the pieces that we had here, and nobody's going to notice that. And I liked using this as a layer with the variegated colors rather than the flat cardstock. So I trimmed that, and then if you put this over the top, I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to put on that, but I could do one of these. I could stamp our cardinal in black, okay, and then just add some cherry cobbler or something. So I haven't quite worked this one out. I'm still, it's coming. It's perking in there, but we'll see if we get there. This one, I kind of knew what I wanted to do with it. So I've got the cherry cobbler card and card base. This one's 4 1/4 by 11, and then I have a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of cherry cobbler that I used the plaid for, I think it's called Forever Plaid embossing folder, and just the texture alone will help give it some dimension, but I'm going to go ahead and put this whole layer up on dimensionals. And let's see what I've got. Oh, I've got some edges here that are good to use. Sometimes it's nice to have these thicker edge pieces. So I can kind of cut some of these. There we go. And then I'll just leave the little ones on there. Okay. Oh, brought a dimensional with me. That's all right. All right, we're going to go here. I'm going to put this little one here, and I'll put a couple of bigger dimensionals just kind of sprinkled around through the middle. Okay, then we'll take all that off. I'm getting quite a little collection over here. I do love my dimensionals, and as you can see, I use up all parts of it, the edges, the middle, everything. Okay, so we can put this on here, okay, like that. And you'll see that you've got that little bit of shadow around. It just gives it that tone on tone, but that little bit of dimension is kind of nice. All right, so let's put a little bit of glue on these. When I'm gluing to an embossed piece, using the liquid glue is sometimes really helpful. Okay, so let's kind of start, I think, in the middle-ish, like that. And then we'll do the two sides and see how we do. Let's dry fit this one just to give me an idea. Okay, well, we weren't quite in the middle, but that's okay. You know what? It's a handmade card, and if anybody grouches about your handmade card not being centered or anything else, my rule is they never get another one, just so you know. Okay? Just so you know. And you can have that rule too. All right, there's that. Yeah, I must have had a little on my finger or something. I got a little glue, but if you just mop it up, or you can wait till it dries and use an adhesive remover or something. Okay, there we go. And I think once we get our greenery and our bird on there, our cardinal, Papa Cardinal, it won't matter so much. All right. Let's put this down flat. Let's put our greenery down flat. We'll put some glue on there. Okay. And like this. Okay. And then we'll pop our cardinal up. Okay. Give him some dimensionals. We have had a couple of pairs of cardinals near us, and it's so nice to see them flying around. I love it, especially as we get to either early in the spring when we see them sometimes, or in the winter because they hang around, and it's just so nice to see them. The bright pop of color. So, cardinals have always been one of my mom's favorites. There we go. All right, so let's tip our cardinal up so he's in there nicely. Okay, and let's grab another. Let's see what we've got for other greetings in our stamp set besides Happy Holidays. So we have Joyful Thoughts to You This Season. That's kind of nice. That could be on the front. And then Merry Christmas, but I didn't line those up yet. So let's go with the Joyful Thoughts. Okay. Throw that on a block like that. I've probably explained, but if you haven't seen one of my videos before, the reason I put these, the greetings on kitty corner like this is so your eyes don't get tricked by the edge of the block. So if you hadn't heard that tip before, that is why I do it. That was a tip I learned from Rachel Tessman, I believe. All right, let's put this here. Whoops, got a little bit of empty stuff. That's another nice thing about the photopolymer stamps is you can see if it's inked up. And I saw that the word "to" had not really gotten much ink, so we're just going to give that an extra little tap there. And that looks pretty good. Let's hope I did all right. Oh, pretty good. A little downhill. Again, anybody complains, they don't get another card. Not a hand-stamped one anyway. They get the yucky ones from the dollar store. The $1.25 store now. All right, let's put this up on dimensionals. And I'm going to put 4 this time, so it's a little more stable, I hope. Okay. All right. There, we can hide the fact that he doesn't have any feet behind the greeting. Ha! Perfect. All right, so there's another card. All right, so another thing that I did that was I took one of the cards and I noticed the little green specks. Now we have Lemon Lime Twist back in our color palette as of, I think it was last year that we did that big refresh. Anyway, so I'm going to just, so this required an entire sheet of cardstock. Okay, so what I did, nope, half a sheet, but kind of a weird half. So I scored it in half at 4 1/4, and I scored it in half at 5 1/2, and then I cut corner to corner. So you do get 2; they're just opposite the way that they go together. Now, when you're cutting your diagonal piece here, you need to make sure that it's the same diagonal here. Okay, see how this opening goes from top left to bottom right. It would not have worked if I cut the other way. All right, they would not have worked. So you have to make sure that you cut the same direction as your two flaps. Okay, all right, so let's put these on, and I'm going to grab out from underneath all this mess. Shouldn't have put it underneath there, Leslie. Okay. So we have been having the most lovely stretch of weather. I'm not sure what it's been doing where you are, but man, have we had some gorgeous weather. Quite nice. That sort of that late summer, that just mid 70s, just really, really nice. Kids are all like, oh yay, I can get my shorts back out. Like, yeah, for a couple more days, but don't go too hog wild because it's gonna cool off. All right, so we're gonna put this piece here like that, and then we'll take this one and go here. Try to get most of the way up into that little corner. Okay. Alrighty. There's that. All right, now I cut some other pieces. Thought I had a die cut. That was white. I do. So I have the tag. That's white. Okay. So I could put this here. Okay. And we would only attach it to one half or the other. Okay. I will likely attach it to this bottom half. Okay. All right, so let's figure out what we want to put on that. Let's stamp this guy. Some of the stamps, if you notice, are kind of big, and it works a little better if they're sort of diagonal on your stamps. Let's get this cleaned off. Okay. I'm going to give this a little rub because, like we've talked about before, sometimes on those photopolymer stamps you get a little bit of residue. It's just from the process. It's not a big deal. It's just, it happens sometimes and they don't. There we go. I think I've got all the feather lines. Yeah, he looks great. All right, so let's get him on here like this. Okay. There. Oh, he looks lovely. Now, he will look even more lovely once I give him a little color, but for the moment, he looks delightful. Now, let's give him some branches to stand on, huh? Let's give him a little greenery here. Okay. So let's get one down here. Oops. Hang on, did you see what happened? I've got to do a little quick mask. I should have maybe done the greenery first, but let's get our guy. I don't need a whole lot. Okay. All right, there's my sticky part. Okay. I can see that tail's going to come and make a mess of my... You guys are going, Leslie, would you get your act together? I know. I'm sorry. All All right, here we go. Now, you can get this, and there's the sticky part. Okay. All right, so we're going to make a little mask. So I just need to cut a little bit along here. Okay. So some of you may know why I'm doing this. It's because the branches are not, or the bird is not transparent, so you don't want to be able to see the greenery through the bird or his feet. Okay, so we want to take that part and cover it up so that when I stamp the greenery, it doesn't, there we go. It doesn't, it makes it look like the bird is actually on the branches rather than the branches going through the bird. Okay, so there we go with that. Here's this. Now we can try the greenery again. You're going, oh my word, this woman is crazy. Okay, so we'll do that. Maybe we'll do one up here, like that. And I think we'll do one kind of in the middle. See how we have some lighter ones kind of peeking through. I'm just going to kind of use up the ink that's on there. Oh, I like that. And now it looks like the bird is in the branch as opposed to the branch being going through the bird. Okay, so I will keep this with my stamp set so that I have it. Right. Let's put, oh, hey, look at this. We have a Mary. I think we can do that. Now, can I get Christmas tucked in there? Oh, Christmas is pretty big. Nope, that's not happening. Okay. We could just do Mary, or I could just use, ooh, what do I have for greetings in my wintry teacher? Ooh, sending thanks and love. That's actually, maybe, is that gonna fit? That's not bad. That is not bad. Let's try that. Let's see if we can get this one. And let's use our black. All right. Let's hope. Now, this one I can't see through, so I maybe should have done it first, but we're gonna be brave. I'm gonna stand up and yes, I'm wearing, so Melanie, here's the deal. Today, I was at school today and it was pajama day, and all my pajamas that are acceptable to wear to school are Patriots. So yes, it's my Patriots pajamas I have on today. All right, let's see if we can get this to fit. Oh, scary. Well, it's touching the paper now. Oh, not too bad. Woohoo! All right. Good, good. Anyway, glad you're here, Mel. So, there we go. So I will, before I put too much more of this together, I will color our beautiful cardinal. Okay. So we'll figure that out. So that I'll definitely put some kind of twine. I may even, I don't know, it would be kind of cool to have it be something that could hang on a tree or something. We'll be working on that. Okay, so there's another one that's almost done, but not quite. Okay, let's set that aside for a minute. And we certainly have plenty of other bits and parts, so let's see if we can get at least one and maybe two more done here. I need to keep this close by, but I have quite the mess here. All right. All right, so also I cut a tag out of that paper with the little bird. I thought that was really cute. Where's that other? I wonder if, oh, I have an idea. Can you guys be patient for a minute? If I emboss this, hang on, with the falling or skyfall or something here. Let me just quick see if I can find it. Stress tile, nope. Snowflake sky. You won't be able to see this, but it's got lots of snowflakes kind of grouped tight, and then it goes to lighter. So we're going to just, that's going to be a vertical card, so we're going to have the lots of things down near the bottom and the lighter up at the top, I think. You guys can help me decide. All right, almost done. There we go. Okay, this will be really cool. You won't see a huge difference, but it's just oh, maybe I want the, I don't know if you can tell, the thicker up at the top or thicker down at the bottom. I think I kind of like the thicker at the bottom. Okay, let's put this one together, because now that there's a texture on there, this doesn't feel so blah. And what I can do is put the Mary here. Like that. I can't get the Christmas in there, but I think I like the Mary on there. All right, let's do that. Let's get all these put together here. All right. So this is a top fold cherry cobbler base, 4 1/4 by 11. I've been kind of thinking I might send one of these kits to my mom. As an early Christmas present. Okay, there we go. That looks good. All right, so now we're going to cover that up with this. All right, here we go. Now, when I die cut the Mary, out of that I put the adhesive sheets, which are available in the online store, and it made it a sticker. So I stuck the adhesive sheet to the back of the cardstock and then die cut it so that it would just peel off and the whole thing would be sticky. Okay. I think we're going to go at an angle. Kind of pretty that way. And I have a little Christmas, so I might just put a little thing that says Christmas. All right, let's put, I think this can be, I did cut another one, and I was kind of thinking I didn't know if it would need something heavier duty, but I think it's okay. I think it's okay. So let's get some dimensionals on this. Okay. And okay. There we go. And then we'll put a little bow. Yeah, I think I'm going to match the angle of the Mary like that. And then I'll get some thread. And I think I have some still that might even have cherry cobbler from another another kit or something that I can put there. I'm happy with that. Okay. So we're at 3 right now. Let me just quick see what other pieces and parts I have. I have another Mary. Okay. I have, oh, let's do this one because I haven't done any with this piece. So I just got a thick white base. Now, a couple of years ago, we had some green foil that would match this. So if you happen to have that in your stash, I didn't go through mine to see if I could find it, but I remember we had some. Now this is ever so slightly off, so I'm going to do the thing where I put the smaller piece in the back. And we're going to put this on here. So this was a piece from one of the bases. Okay, and I just trimmed it down. And then I hand cut Mr. and Mrs. Cardinal out of the Designer Series paper. So we're going to put some dimensionals on Mr. and Mrs. Cardinal. All right, and I'm going to grab some of the little ones too so I can support some of these littler spaces. Okay. Alrighty. And, oh, wait, I think I can get one down here. There we go. All right. Oh, maybe I can put all my scraps, all my little backings and everything all on one thing here. Okay, I'm going to just dump this in my trash. There we go. It was not a very far walk. Okay, so let's get our guys here. And then, oh, hey Leslie, you should have taken these off first. That's all right. We'll start our new pile. Okay. So I still have lots of pieces and parts and a little coordinating cardstock that I can use to make lots more cards. So if you're one of those people, I think we're going to do this. And because Papa Cardinal is kind of looking back this way, I think he's going to be reading the greeting. All right. Let's do the Merry Christmas. This time I think I'm going to go ahead and stamp them separately. I remember for one of the ones we put it on the block together. But what I realized was that it was hard to get the spacing quite right because of the photopolymer edges bumping into each other. So let's get a few of these put away. All right. Okay, so let's grab Mary. And let's grab Christmas. So I'm going to have to pretty much put all of these stamps away. Oh boy. All right, there we go. That's why I keep the artwork that they send, that little piece, because I can lay this underneath, and even though it's sort of backwards, I can kind of figure out where they need to go. So anyway, we'll get them all back together. It'll be fine. All right, let's get the big Christmas on first, and then we'll add the little Mary up on top. So we'll just lightly tap that into here, and we'll get it down. Whoops, beating up a little bit. Okay, there we go. Okay, there's that. And now we're going to grab the Mary and see if we can't fit that. There we go, right there. Oh yeah, I like that spacing a whole lot better. Let me show you what I mean. So on this one, I tried to put both the stamps on the block at the same time, and it fit, but see how there's a bigger space? I was able to nestle that Mary down in close because I stamped them separately. Okay, so either way, it doesn't matter. But just so you know that if you do them separate, you'll get a little bit different look. All right, let's put some dimensionals on this. And we're all out of the actual dimensionals. I have lots of pieces. Let me just snip off a little bit. There we go. All right, there. Okay, then we'll tuck this up here. Okay, there we go. So there's another pretty simple. All I'd used that was not the kit really was the thick white card base and the designer series paper where I cut out the cardinals. So I have lots of things still sitting next to me. I had some other thoughts and ideas. I haven't quite put them all together yet. I am thinking that this piece sort of screams shaker card, so I may do one of those, but we'll see. We'll figure it out. So we have these that are pretty much done. Okay, there we go. And I'll put all my ferns and my Mary and everything right in my box so that as I go to finish that kit up and make the cards, I will have those pieces. And look at that, I brought the early espresso and I ended up using black anyway. Silly me. Anyway, all right, so yeah, think about the stack and cut and sort technique. That's kind of fun and makes for a really fun background. Okay, and have fun with your kit. I hope this was helpful, and I will look forward to seeing you next month when we get to play with the stockings. All right, next month is little stockings, and we will be looking for that kit sometime after. So remember, you have till November 10th, the 10th of the month, to say whether you want it or not. And then you, I usually get mine somewhere about a week after. It takes about a week for mine to get here. All right. Thanks so much, guys. I look forward to seeing you next month. Bye-bye.